Om Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedashta Prahinoti Tasmai Brahmadevamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahabhyo Namo Gurubhya Sarvopaplavaraita Prajnanakana Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Brave Shantaya Sannyasine नानावादी नगेन्द्र संघपवये योगीन्द्र वन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्त दिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने सर्वतन्त्र स्वतन्त्राय सदात्माद्वैतवेदिने श्रीमते शंकरार्याय वेदांत गुरवे नमः योऽवतीर्णयाचार्य रूपेण यतीनामुदे श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिं मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेव यतीश्वरैः रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते बालानाम् उपकाराय मम विज्ञानसिद्धये तत्र श्री बालगोपाल कृष्ण सन्निहितो भवेत्। This is a little technical text, so and we are already into it, so you just have to carry on. Okay. Now, it was told that the first lakshana of Atma is Shariratraya Vilakshanam or Vilakshanatvam. So, Vilakshanatvam, what is it distinct from? That all the three Shariras. So now, we were introduced to the word Sharira. And not only that, what is meant by the word Sharira is to be understood. It also specifies that it is a trayam. It is a trio. So we understand that it is Karana Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Sthula Shariram. So we understand what is the definition of this Sthula Sharira. That what is Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means Indriya Gamya. That what can be perceived through the sense organs. So this body is sense organs means what? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha can be perceived. So now through the eyes you can see this body, whether it is dark or fair or so on and so forth, short and tall, stout or lean, lanky, so on and so forth. You can know this. Then you have what is that pratyaksha, and then
is inert.
avayava avayavopetaha. That how is it? It is kind of a an assembly of various parts. Purze purze mil karke bana hua hai. And so now you have hands and legs and your heart and liver and things like that. Those are put together as if assembled in a way that it becomes functional. And if anything was to be anywhere else, it will become dysfunctional. So therefore, this body is an assembly, that which is an assembly of avayavas, which is pratyaksha, is then called as the sthula sharira. And by that sthula, don't use the colloquial meaning to the word sthula. Sthula, you mean to say that he is little stout, bulky. But over here, it is not that meaning. Sthula means that which is panchikrita panchamahabhutas. Okay. What does it mean in technical language? That it is panchikrita panchamahabhutakari. Okay. Keep that with you. And so there is this sthula sharira. So even if a person is like, oh, some, Miss World comes in, oh, Swami, they are calling me sthula sharira. I'm in fat. You say you're not fat, but you are still sthula. That's sthula sharira, which means that it is the body, this physical body is called as sthula sharira. Okay? Because it is perceptible through the indriyas. Okay. It is something that can be perceived through the indriyas, and therefore it is sthula. Why is it then what is called as sukshma sharira? Huh?
Not perceived through indriyas.
That it is now something which cannot be perceived through the sense organs, yet it cannot be denied. Okay. Something whose presence cannot be denied, refuted. So now you say, I am able to see. How are you able to see? Then you say, because of the chakshurindriyas. Are you able to see the chakshurindriyas? This is not chakshurindriya. These are the golakas. These are just the balls of flesh from where the chakshurindriya is able to function. So there is an arrangement from where that faculty, the indriya, is able to function. So you have pancha jnanendriyas, pancha karmendriyas. So these indriyas by themselves, you cannot deny it. You cannot deny. And therefore there is indriya. But if you ask, now give us the physical measurement, how much does this indriya weigh? Can you give? Now that chakshurindriya, what smell does it have? What rupa,
No,
rasa, what does it have?
we can't describe.
Cannot. And that's why now it is something which is there, but it is not an object of perception, sensory perception. So now there is this, that's why you have to admit that it is, so it is Vidyaman, not sensory. Its presence cannot be established through senses. Yet it is there. And it is how? It is also an assembly, but this is a particular assembly of 17 elements. So how is it said? क्या है? On which page are you? सप्तदशावयवकम सूक्ष्म शरीरम अज्ञानमेव कारण. So this is सूक्ष्म शरीरम. One Mahatma went to Gujarat, and now that the organizers over there on the dais, they somehow wanted to praise that Mahatma. So they said to that Mahatma, all that they wanted to say, ये बहुत बुद्धिमान महात्मा है, इनकी बुद्धि बड़ी है, और हम तो साधारण व्यक्ति हैं, हमारी बुद्धि छोटी. So he says, ये महात्मा जी, इनकी बुद्धि स्थूल है और हमारी बुद्धि सूक्ष्म है. So that is not a sukshma. Okay. Saptadashavayavakam sukshma shariram ajnanam eva karana shariram. And then what is the third of that shariratrayas? Karana shariram. And what exactly do you mean by Karana Sharira? At the end of it, what is it? Ajnanameva. Ignorance alone is called as Karana Sharira. So now there are this. So now we understand that there are these Sharira Trayas are there, and that what is Vilakshanam from the Sharira Trayas is this Atman being. That what becomes the object of the word I am, Ahamasmi, Aham. Okay. Now, but sir, why is it called as Sharira? Because Shiryate iti Shariraha, Kshiyate iti Shariraha. And so all these three are applicable to Sthula, Sukshma, and Karana Shariras. And that's why all these three, and that's why they are called as Shariras. Okay. So now, till yesterday we saw Ragadveshatyanta vritti vijrambhanam eva sukshma sharirasya vrittihi tasam sankochaha eva jiranata. Now, you sir said that Sukshma is also Sharira. So by that standard, you should also be able to show what that the Sukshma Sharira also Shiyate iti. Show that it also goes on a decline, or it also whether it contracts or it expands. So there is some sort of, but how do you know that this Sukshma Sharira remains Sukshma Sharira only? What is there of its expansion and contraction? Sukshma Sharira is what? Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Pranas, Mana and Buddhi. Now, where is the place for it to increase its population? What? Huh? Can it increase its population or become big, small, contract, anything? It is still going to remain the same. So, this word Sharira then perhaps is not applicable to the Sukshma thing, whatever it is. For this assembly of 17 elements, this word Sharira cannot become applicable. So when this is the Purva Paksha, it was answered saying, Ragatveshatyanta karana vritti vijrumbhanam eva sukshma sharirasya vriddhi. Now, in general, on our vyavaharik transactional level, we understand sometimes you see, as we start aging, the eyesight becomes short or something like that or not, gets affected, your hearing gets affected. Then you say, Swamiji, I used to run like 16 miles every day. Now, taking 16 steps also or up this one flight of the steps is difficult for me. I used to lift 100 kgs. Now lifting one papad is also difficult. Eh? So now Indriya Shakti also, you see, Indriya Shakti is seen on a decline or on an increase. That's why they have Dabar Chavanprash. And they say, oh, you're becoming weak. Then what? Eat Dabar Chavanprash. 60 साल के बूढ़े या 60 साल के जवान. Now this fellow starts running in Shivaji Park somewhere. What? So though that is seen, yet now he gives you a different angle to understand that the word Sharira is justified even for what? This assembly of 17 elements. How? Raga Dvesha Atyanta Karana Vritti Vijrambhanam Eva. Now, when the Raga Dveshas become intense or not, sometimes your Raga Dveshas become intense or not. And I don't have to give you, some great examples from a history or somewhere.
जी हाँ स्वामी, होते तो है.
तो क्या है ही, होते तो है क्या, है ही पक्के इंटेंस है. नहीं तो ब्रह्म ज्ञान कब का हो चुका होता. तो क्या होता है? What happens is, you break one of your cups,
इट्स ओके।
and then your servant, maid, the house breaks the cup.
डोंट गेट एंग्री।
Then you will make her or him listen to it. पता है, ये 10,000 का सेट था, उसमें से तुमने 6 में से एक तोड़ दिया. You butterfingers and all that. You will say something. Hey, why for yourself you are not saying all these things? So now you see, this is why खुद
आप
के लिए
पकड़ो।
तो सब साथ खुद माफ, और सामने वाले ने मच्छर भी मारा तो then it becomes a big issue. So this is called ragadvesha, and therefore ragadveshadi antakarana vritti vijrumbhanam eva sukshma sharirasya vritti. So when you see that this is how the ragadveshas go on expanding, it is called as vritti.
स्वामी जी,
Tasam sankochaha
विभृंजन
eva
यानी क्या?
Huh?
विभृंजन यानी क्या?
Expansion.
विस्तार। ओके।
Jrumbhanam means jamai,
हाँ,
to
वो तो पता है।
yawn. What
यस
happens when you yawn?
यस, मुंह पे सर जाता है,
फैलता है.
फैलता है, वही विशेषण फैलता है तो विजृंभण। अभी समझ में आया।
Jrumbhanam, jamai. What do you call in Kannada, Bhaskar? There has to be some word close to Jrumbhanam only.
When Vishnu gave the Dashavatara, would that be Vijrumbha? No? Would that be?
Anyway, whatever. Then, so tasam sankochaha. Tasam means tasam sankochaha.
ऑल मनोविकार।
Ragadveshadina sankochaha. When the ragadveshas, your likes and dislikes become weak, that is called as its jirnata. It becoming worn out, jirnata. Just as an old cloth gets worn, like that, these ragadveshas, but no, don't think that just because some ragadveshas are there since long time, it becomes jirna. No. Time is not at all a factor which is going to determine, because Bhartrihari has said that, you remember that shloka? Bhartrihari in the Vairagya Shatakam, he says, you heard his name, Raja Bhartrihari, one great king, great wise man. If you go to Ujjain, you've been to Ujjain? Yeah. In Ujjain, there is one cave close by in one of the mountains where Raja Bhartrihari has done his tapasya. It is still there. So he has written 3 shatakas.
वैराग्य शतकम, वैराग्य शतकम, नीति शतकम.
You know only Vairagya Shatakam, but he has written Niti Shatakam and also Shringara Shatakam.
शतकम. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shringara Shatakam is describing the beauty of women and all that, and how he is lattu on it. Totally. So that is Shringara Shatakam. Then in his, the days of heydays of, all those Rajasi pleasures and all that, he wrote Shringara Shatakam. Then he writes Niti Shatakam. And then finally, great wisdom is born in him, and he writes Vairagya Shatakam. In that Vairagya Shatakam, Raja Bhartrihari says, all these various vasanas, ragadveshas, vasanas, desires, what have they done? That these desires made me dance at their tune. As a young man, I just chased them all the way to appease them. This Vasana, Pishachini. And then finally, I kept on this appeasing these Vasanas one after another, one after another. But they never stopped demanding. And now finally, I have become old. I cannot. So I have become old, but they have kept on renewing themselves and becoming young and young and young and more and more. So that is the reason why when you start aging and you have crossed 40, 45, 50, then you start feeling that, so much of it is not done yet. And so on, then that midlife crisis. Now what is there? So he says that this Pishachini is dancing on my head and making me do things that I should not be doing, and thinking that it will be satisfied one day, but this never gets satisfied. All the life is spent in that. So what do you find over here is tasam vijrumbanam eva sukshma sharirasya vruddhihi tasam sankochaha eva jirnata. And then as you start becoming wiser in life, then you start realizing, what is this? Useless things. More you start seeing this, then the fizz which is there in it evaporates. Then you are at peace. And actually, when are you at peace? Even in middle of that, you can be living in the eye of the cyclone of all these desires. But when are you at peace? You are at peace when the desire disappears even for a moment. That is your only moment of peace. Puja Gurudev used to give this example that I want. And then finally, I want a car. This person is not at peace. Even at night, I want. And then finally he buys. And then there is a great splash of joy and I have it. Now, why is there that peace? It is not because the car has come. Because that car has come, the desire is no longer there to trouble you. So what was it that was troubling? The desire. So all that you were doing was only, the whole project was nothing but to remove the desire, to get rid of the desire. Even when you are in the prapancha also, what are you actually doing? You're just trying to get rid of the desire, but what you are thinking is that we are trying to appease the desire. Tab shanti hai. That's why Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Ashantasya kuto sukham. If you are not at peace, kahan se sukh hoga? And if you are not at sukh, you will not even let somebody else also breathe peacefully, live peacefully. दूसरे का भी जीवन तुम ना ही बर्बाद कर दोगे, हैरान कर दोगे, करता है। So that's why tasam sankochaha eva chirnata. Now you tell us, the word shariram is applicable to the sukshma or not? It is applicable, and therefore that sukshma, whatever is the collection of 17 elements, also can be called as a sharira. Got it? Karana sharirasyapi aham jivaha iti vritti. What is the vritti of that? You have to also justify it with karana. Ajnanam. Aham jivaha. Aham jivaha means you don't go on declaring yourself on Aadhaar card. I am Jiva, I am Jiva. Oh, what are you saying is that aham karta, aham bhokta. Jiva means aham karta, aham bhokta. I do this, I do that, I will do that. All this is what? Because you are basically discovering yourself as the agent of an action. That I perform this action, therefore I am a doer. Aham karta. So also aham bhokta means that whatever is being experienced, now that experience also culminates only in these two ends. All these experiences just have got these two ends of the spectrum. And that is what? That sukha or dukkha. Aham sukhi, aham dukhi. That's all what you have at the end of it. Aham sukhi, aham dukhi. That is what you will say. And therefore, aham jivaha means aham karta, aham bhokta, aham sukhi, aham dukhi. I have done such punya karma, I have done such great things, and these are my achievements. You can keep on. What do they say? Blowing your own trumpet. Or you can have also this, oh, Swamiji, I'm useless. No, please don't think this is humility. Swamiji, this is not humility. This is also your, in different words, what are you saying? Aham karta only. Swamiji, I have not achieved anything. And keep trying. Whether you keep on boasting about yourself, or you keep on creeping, crying, fuming, fretting about yourself, at the end of it, what is it? That you are admitting to the fact that aham karta, aham bhokta. This itself is called as aham jiva.
Jivatva.
So karana sharirasyapi aham jivaha iti. When this is your definition of aham, then that is called as vriddhi. Okay? But why are you calling it as vriddhi? Now let us say, तुम्ही वाल खाता ना, मूग वाल कसे खाता? असे उचलून खाता की काय? मग. So when you eat these lentils, Bika, what do you do to those lentils?
So
You soak it overnight or not? And when you soak that, what happens? It
becomes soft.
huh?
It becomes soft.
Expands.
pulps, plumps.
It takes in
It
water.
expands. The seed, that lentil, what happens? It legumes, what happens? It expands. Phulta.
Grow in size.
Like that, ajnanam is there even in your sushupti avastha, in your deep sleep too. And that's why, what is your experience of deep sleep? Aham sukham aham aswapsam na kinchida vedisham. I slept happily. There was nothing that I knew. So you not knowing means ignorance. So you wake up from the deep sleep and you admit that there was ignorance. But though there was ignorance, was there aham karta, aham bhokta bhavaha?
No.
So as if that everything is contracted and gone back to the seed form. You see, and therefore Jagrat and Swapna avastha, aham karta, aham bhokta is there or not?
Yes.
And therefore aham jivaha, when this samvit comes, ajnanam is there. But then when this samvit comes, that aham karta, aham bhokta, aham jivaha, now it is as if it has expanded like the soaked legumes or lentils, like the seed that is soaked. It has expanded, and that's why it is called as vriddhi. Karana sharirasyapi aham jivaha iti vriddhi. Okay. Then what is called as its sankocha? What is its contraction? Ahamasmi is never going to leave you. Oh, people have to learn to give up aham. What? So somebody comes and says, I have given up all aham. Then what are you saying? Who gave up? Aham. So where have you given up? It is still retained only. Na? That is the only thing which cannot be given up because that is reality. Ahamasmi is the reality. But to say that aham deha, aham karta, aham bhokta, aham puman, aham stri, ityadi, this is all what? Karana sharirasya
Vruddhi.
vruddhihi. Got it? That aham, when is recognized as Brahman, Purnavastu. Now this is called as its Sankoch. Because now it is no longer Ahankara, it is Aham in Shuddha form. It is not Aham in some,
Upadhi.
I don't know, in somehow in Marathi there is this, people say this. In childhood, if you ever had guests coming at home, then children, when they have guests or people from outside, they start behaving very strangely, Then your parents, if your mother is one with a sharp tongue, format येऊ नको. This is right. Form मध्ये आलाय. Or the boys are just natural when they're in their group, but then one girl gets introduced to the group and then just start acting funny. Form. So ahamasmi is there, but when that aham starts acting, then there is that it's vriddhi. Aham puman, aham stri, aham karta, aham bhokta, aham punyavan, aham papi, ityadi, all these ideas, I am beautiful, I am ugly, so on and so forth, is nothing but what? Just ignorance in full form, blown up form. Aham brahmasmi, that aham now expands into what? Is complete purna. So there is no visheshana attached to it. No visheshana attached. And that's why it is iti sankochaha. So more clearly you are able to see that the meaning of aham is Brahman, the karana sharira is contracting. So this is what is called as, that's why even the shiyate, kshiyate iti is applicable even to the ignorance, and therefore ignorance also can be called as
Karan Sharir.
Sharir. Can be called as
Sharir.
Shariraha iti sankochaha. So now when we said that this Shariratraya, and by that Shariratraya, Stula, Sukshma, Karana was meant, the word Sharira is justified in being associated with all the three. It can correspond to all the three. Anayoho, Sukshma, Karana, Sharirayoho, Uktarupa, Vrithihi, Ashyanishu, Drishyate, Sankochascha, Ashyanishu, Drishyate, Evam Shariratrayasyapi, Jarayaha, Darshanendra, Shariram, Idina. Anayoho. Now, Sukshma Karana Sharira Yoga. Now we are not talking about Sthula Sharira. Now, Sthula Sharira, somebody comes, Swamiji, we saw you 10 years ago. You are not this, now you are 1 quintal. When we saw you 10 years ago, you still find not this. So expansion is there. But that expansion we are not talking. Over here, Anayoho, so this whether it is that so what are the expansion and contraction of the Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira is under discussion. Anayoho Sukshma Karana Sharira Yoho Uktarupa Vrithihi Ashyanishu Drishyate. So Uktarupa Vriddhi means Ragadveshadinam Vidrubhanam. And Aham Jivaha, it is something. where are these two things seen? The vriddhi of these two in
Ajnanishu.
ignorant,
Ajnanishu.
in the ajnani. Whereas in the jnani, what is seen?
Sankoch.
Sankocha. Because what is the jnani going to say? Aham Brahma eva. You know, in your Bangalore or Mysore, only one Mahatma lives, still there, I suppose. Now he has a claim that he is avatar of Dattatreya. Okay, all his followers are also there. I mean, I have no problem with Dattatreya or this Mahatma also, but whatever. So then he says, I am avatar of Dattatreya. Then you ask Dattatreya, what are you? He does not say, I am the one who is taking avatar of these people. What does he say? Aham Brahma iti. But this fellow has to say, I am Dattatreya. Or I am avatar of Dattatreya. I have got so many bodies here and there, one in Himalaya, one in Mysore, one is kept somewhere else. What is this? Ultimately, what you are saying is that Aham Jivaha only. Ultimately, what you are saying in different words is that I am a Jiva. What? This is Jnani or what? You can have followers and you can believe and, keep on whatever, praising and whatever. They may have some experiences also. But ultimately, what you are saying is that Aham
Jiva.
Jivaha. Whereas who is a Jnani? What is his experience about Aham? That this
Brahma.
is Purnavastu Brahma. And therefore, now you have this, you see this, Sankochascha Jnanishu Drishyate. Evam Sharira Trayasyapi Jaraya Darshaneta Shariram iti nama. Thus, now what do we understand? That in all the three Shariras, Jara is seen. By the way, this word Jara is the original word from where your English word gerontology also comes.
Old.
Gerontology.
Geriatrics.
क्या है?
Gerontology, study of old people. That is
Study of old age, na? So old age. Old age, na?
Geriatric, no?
geriatric.
Theatrics.
Geriatric.
Theatrics.
Geriatric. हाँ.
So
Geriatric.
why? But Jara means old age. Thus, an old age means decline. Everything is on decline. Your capacity to hear will go on a decline. Your capacity to see, your capacity to think properly, your capacity to run, eat, digest, everything is on a decline.
Diminishing.
And therefore, Sharira Trayasyapi Jaraya Darshanena Shariram iti. It is justified to call all those three as what?
Shariram.
Iti nama. Okay. So also there is the word deha for it. So we are going to see why the sharira is also called as
Deha.
deha. Etesham deha iti nama cha dahyate iti vitatya agatam. But let us see that when we meet on
Monday.
evening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracha Keshavam Adarayanam Sudra Bhashakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Buddha Piti Murti Bheda Bhagini Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Taye Namaha Parvati Padaya Hara Mahadev. Thank you all. Thank you very much.